in case you're in need of some thrust, we have it. What a lovely day. Hello everyone and welcome to Scrap Mechanic. This game is weird, that in a way that I can't kind of describe it. It's about building all these technological wonders, or machines, using all these different parts you're getting. You can see here in the mechanic's handbook there's engines, driver's seat which is used to control stuff, there's thrusters, triggers, connecting tool, lifts, bearings, all these kind of weird things. But I think it's easiest if I just start explaining it. So let's grab some materials. Let's grab some wood and some bearings and an engine and some wheels. We already have an engine, so let's grab some wheels. There we go. Oh, we also need, these are tools. These are very important. This is the lift. This is the thing you build on. It allows you to raise up your creation. It doesn't allow you to use them, which means you can connect all these things without them twitching out or stuff like that. If you use, more advanced stuff like the controller. The sledgehammer lets you push things around. There's nothing much to it. Connecting tool, the connect tool, is one of the best tools in the game. It allows you to connect all these things and make these technological wonders, like a flying house in the sky or stuff like that. And I have tried to make that. It didn't work, but I have tried. The paint tool is one of the coolest tools. It just allows you to paint, blocks any color you want. Not any color you want, there's a few you can choose from, but a lot. The weld tool is new and really, really nice. It allows you to weld things together. And that's been missing for a while. You can make all this cool creation with that. We will only need that right now though. But for now, let me just introduce you to what this is about. So, let's make a foundation first. Make it nice and big, there we go. And then, what happened to our bearings? There you go. So these bearings, they work in an array of different ways. So let me just show you at first. Let's raise this up a little bit. Now let me put some wooden blocks on this. So these are kinda like wheels in a way. So when I slap down this thing, this thing will allow, this bearing here will allow this wooden block to rotate around the axis, as you can see. If I take the sledgehammer, which is actually useful now, and start beating it, you can see it's gonna move a little bit. There you go. And that's the power of the bearing. This is what you put your wheels on. So if I were to remove it, what am I doing? If I were to remove it, oh, whoops. There you go. And put a wheel on it, this would allow the wheel to actually spin around. As you can see there, it started spinning when I hit it. Very, very fast actually. But anyway, let's put this back on the creation table. Now, this game is all about problem solving because you're gonna run into a lot of problems with it. Not gonna lie, it's gonna be rough. Let's start out by building a vehicle of some sorts. So, let's put on some wheels on this. So the important thing is we put bearings on it. If we just slap a wheel on this thing, it's not gonna be able to spin. It doesn't matter what we do, it can't spin, it's stuck. No spinning at all, as you can see, it's stuck. Just remove it. Put this back on the creation lift, lift it up a little bit, and put another bearing. Now they're able to spin. So if we hit them, oh, we need to take them off the lift first. God damn it, you can't take things down. As you can see, now they're able to spin around. These bearings can do more though, because you can use them to make objects rotate. Now we want to be able to control our vehicle, which means we need to use bearings here and here, and it'll be obvious why in a second. So let's put down some more wheels and more bearings. There we go. Now we need an engine. Put down there, and we need a driver's seat. The driver's seat is the thing we're gonna sit in order to control our vehicle here. So let's put down the driver's seat right here. And now we get to the connect tool. See, in order to get this to work, we first of all need to turn on the engine. Now, I didn't put in a full power because full power would make our vehicle fly because it doesn't weigh that much. You have to consider weight in this. Now, the first thing we want to do is take the gas engine down to the wheels. Now you can see which direction they're going to spin, and by right-clicking on them you can turn the direction they're spinning. If I were to just keep them as they were on default, go into this and start doing this, you can see they're going different ways, and we don't want that. Let's go into the connect tool and reverse them. Now also, let's give it a bit more power. Now another thing, you can connect this to bearings. So like this, and like, whoops, wrong bearing. There we go. Now you can see that these wheels are gonna do as we say. However, they are currently inverted. Let's do like this. So now if we press the A key, it's gonna turn a bit to the side. Press the D key, it's gonna turn to the side. Now it's not perfect at the moment for a couple of reasons. First of all, our vehicle is not optimized. And this is a word I'm gonna use a lot, optimization. Because the wheels can't turn properly. There are wooden blocks in the way. These wooden blocks are not necessary for the vehicle to function, so we can remove them. So, there we go. Now, we can turn even more. But you can see the wooden blocks there turning on the axis of it. So there we go. Our vehicle is now functioning more or less. A thing to take in mind is the fact that it's currently being dragged on the back wheels. Meaning, if you give it too much power, it's gonna fly over. And you're gonna look like a moron. Now that we have fixed that problem, it should be running on all wheels. This can, however, give some other problems with it being too wild. And also with the weight problems kind of goes in. Whoops, that means place that down. Let's remove that, place it down again. Now if we were to try and fix this problem, we could do one of two things. We can actually do three things. We can either adjust the weight, and I'm going to do that using metal blocks because metal blocks are heavy. So let's put 2 of those in the front, 4 of those in the front. And it should, maybe, depending on how heavy it actually was, it should work better. You can see it's still kinda wonky and it's kinda drifting around. Now, this is an issue you're gonna face a lot. So let's put this back down. And I'm gonna teach you the biggest and best trick in the book. Turning down the engine a little bit. Engines are very powerful, but they can make your creations fly to hell. Let's remove this and try again. Now it's a bit slower, and it's still drifting. Let's try and get it out on the more rough terrain. And then let's see what happens. So it's not drifting around a lot. You have to be careful when driving these things. You can optimize them and you can make very, very good vehicles. However, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of practice. It seems to want to go one direction more than the other when I'm driving. And I'm actually not sure why. So let's check these things. Is there anything different here? Yes, there is. These things. You can see when I connected it, I didn't probably adjust the front wheels, which made it go different ways. Now it does drive a lot more smoothly. It's still wonky, because that's how the vehicles are in this game. You're not driving a flat road. This is like taking a modern car out on into a forest road. It's just not gonna work probably. Also, there's no suspension on it. Suspension is another thing you can use. There's off-road suspension and sport suspension. Off-road suspension you can use in larger vehicles to make them work a lot better in terrain. The sport suspension you can use in smaller vehicles to do the same thing. However, smaller vehicles like this one is never gonna be optimal on this terrain. You can if you want to build large roads and stuff like that for you to drive on, and if you have enough time for it. So that's where sport suspension would be good. That also helps you with the braking a little bit, because when it brakes, it's gonna hump a bit forward. If it has suspension, it doesn't just fly off. But I think in order to house all our weird creations, we're gonna need a base. So I'm thinking I'm gonna build a base and I'm gonna meet you back in a second. So I actually already started on a base, and this is what it looks like now. A problem I however ran into is that I cannot probably place these blocks down for the wall. When I wanna do this, it's just, it's so weird to do from down here. I mean, I can do it, but it just doesn't feel right. So I'm thinking I need some kind of vehicle to help me probably get up there and place the blocks down. So what I need to do is I'm gonna build a lift. And how I'm gonna build this is using the controller. As you can see, I have these pipes here connected with bearings. And when I'm gonna find a controller and put it on, I should be able to connect them in such a way that once I activate it using a switch here, it's gonna lift me up and stabilize me in a way that allows me to stand on it and work. And I can put wheels on it to make it moving. So let's do that. So first we connect this one, that's number 1. Then we connect the second part, number 2. Third part, number 3. Fourth part, number 4. Then we connect it all to the switch. Now, this is the menu, the rotator editor. Now, these symbolize degrees. So if I say 60 degrees this way, it's gonna turn 60 degrees. If I do the same with this, it's gonna turn 60 degrees. Oh, whoops, 45, 60, and 60. Now, you can see on this, which way it's gonna turn. This is gonna turn 60 degrees this way, so it's gonna turn up. This one's gonna turn 60 degrees this way, so it's gonna turn down. We can't use that. There we go. Now, if I activate it, it should work. And this is a problem you're gonna run into, scrap mechanic, your invention's not working. Now, you're gonna have to look at it and ask, why is it not working? So let's take it step by step, shall we? The reason this isn't working is because it's not connected properly. If I try and take it now, it's gonna, oh, whoops. If I try and press the button now, it's simply gonna lift that up a little bit. Now, in order to counteract this, number 2 here needs to lift it up by twice the amount. So I have to do 120. So that should work. There we go. It's still not stable, and the reason for that is that these two are not connected, so they are gonna lie flat. They are simply, points it can turn on right now. Let's connect the third one, which is this one, and do 120. And it's gonna stabilize like that. And let's take the last one here and do 60. And there we go. We have a stabilized platform. Now, an issue we have now is that I can't get it down. Fortunately, I can place it on a lift, and it should allow me to take it down. So now if I stand on it, it should lift me up. There we go. And I can work in the height I need. So simply put it on the platform, take it to wherever I need it, jump up, and hit the button. And I'm up in the height I need to be. And if I wanted to retract again, I simply hit the button. So you can see here how it works. Very simple, so just press the button, whoop, and I'm up in the height I want to be. Now, we can place wheels on it, and I do have to thank my friend for this design. He's the one that came up with it. But I can place wheels on it, and then you can actually drive around with it, which is super cool. But for now, let's finish up the walls in this garage we're going to use as our base. Now, working on all these platforms, I realize there's another thing I want here in my garage. I want gates that can open up. So let's build some gates. Okay, now everything works properly. So it appears in the creative process of creating this, the standard fixation for it is actually standing 90 degrees this way, and I have no idea why. However, you can fix this by using the inner things here that will set a preset. So if I set this to 120, this one should, or at least this side of it, will preset itself to 120. However, we're just going to remove this again and it should set itself back. So now if I press the button, everything's working as it's supposed to. There we go. Now we have these nice gates. That's pretty cool. We also need a door. And doors are honestly really simple to make. It's the exact same principle, only you have to do like this and like this. And let's make it out of wood, because wood's such a nice and lovely material. So let's do like this. Will you let me get up there? No, you will not, because there's a bearing there. A bearing that we do not need. Because as a matter of fact, it's not necessary. Let's do like this, and let's connect it to the same button, shall we? Can I get it over here? I can. So whenever this button is pressed, this door should open 90 degrees. Small problem, this is not actually connected to part of the door. That can be fixed by simply attaching it to the door. Now I actually wanted to open inwards instead, because I think that looks better. Let's just reverse this a little bit. There we go. Now it's gonna roll in. Nice! Now I have a door. So let's make a small window in it, so you can kinda see in. Any other fancy things I can put in here? How about I just actually put in some glass? There you go. Now you can, look into the shop from outside. Now, this button, I want it to be visible and usable from the outside too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a small hole here. And I am gonna go outside, let's just open this, and put up a sign. Stop sign, beware farm bots, danger sign, falling objects. No, actually I want the stop sign, because that's a cool sign. So we are a bit lower than the button, but I will also have to move the button out a bit. Let's do like this and put a stop sign here. So now you can see in, and you can use the button from inside, outside. Bam. There we go. Nice. We still need to finish the walls though. So let's do that. There we go. Now I got a roof on. Looks nice and homey already. However, it does look kind of bad, doesn't it? I mean, we should probably put in some decorations, right? Let's start with that. My little garage here is starting to look a lot better already, but still needs a lot of work done. So I guess I'm just gonna keep working. This is starting to get a lot more homey already. We got a bit of step, we got some things down here, we're gonna have a nice little office in there. It's gonna look really good when it's done, I think. Let's put some mattresses down, because unfortunately there are no like beds or sofas or anything in this. And there's no TVs either. That kinda sucks. But we can have like a little chilling area up here, I think. There we go, we got some supplies up here. It's slowly getting a bit more cozy. We do need some guard railing, but I think I'm gonna continue it out this way after building the storage area, which is gonna be down here. So let's start on that. So what we want in here is shelves. And I think I'm gonna make this shelf this big. That's some decent shelves. We got some small stuff on that. We also need some bigger shelves, and I think there are tools for that. That's staircase, I-beams. Yeah, there are these shelves here. So if we take some proper holders here, if I can find any, let's scrap that idea. And simply, we don't need the large stuff. That doesn't need to be on shelf. We have pallets for that. Steel pallets even. Nice. Let's use some of those. Now let's start placing down stuff. Of different weird kinds. These are the sensors. Now let's get some wheels down, so we have that too. I have two different kinds of wheels. There are the big ones and the small ones. Let's put them over here in the corner. We have like a big stack of the large wheels. There, some large wheels, and then get some small wheels down too. Whoops. We need a lot of those because they are a lot easier and more common to use. There we go. That right there should do the trick for the wheels. Yeah, looks alright. Then we need to place down some other stuff. We still have the thrusters that we need a spot for. So I'm thinking we just place a bunch of them on... I don't know, should we place them on the steel pallets? We do have the steel pallets. I've completely forgot about those. Let's just do like this. There we go. Thrusters placed down here. So now we have a nice amount in case, you know, there should be a thruster need all of a sudden. In case you're in need of some thrust, we have it. There you go. And what else could we have a use for in this shop? Windshields? Yeah, I think we need those. Let's place the big one, all the small ones down here. And have the big ones just, they can lie. No problem. There we go. And like that, that looks alright. We have a lot of stuff in here. I should probably place something on this wall here too. And actually just make it a little wider. There we go. Probably something hanging on there. What should we have there? Oh, the fuse box. We needed one of those too, with a lot of wires. I completely forgot about that. What's this? Wires short. Wires long, wires bend. Yeah, we need one of those. We need to have it sitting right here. Let me get past. Oh, upside down. There we go. Then let's get some wires on the walls. And have it run over here. If I can get it to. Oh, what did you hear there? That's the sensor. These things will activate like a redstone in Minecraft, if you wanna say it like that. If you walk in front of them or there's something moving in front of them. I can't remember what the range is, but you can use it for different kind of stuff. So if you drive past something, it will send out a signal and it will activate. That's kind of cool, actually. It's like another fuse box up here. I know that's not how electricity works, but it looks cool. So it's okay. We can sacrifice, you know, authenticity for coolness. Let's have them run out the building like that. Yep, seems good. Seems good. We need these to run into the ground too, actually. I think. So if we place the fuse box, I need a new one. Place it like this. And then have the wires run like this into the ground. There we go. Nice. Now I have the fuse box in place. I would have loved to have it run down this way into the ground, but oh. I thought that thing would be in the way, but it wasn't. Nice. There we go. Now we have wires in place too. We need some pipes too. But I'm gonna have to do that in the next episode. For now, thank you for watching. We made a lot of progress, and I want to finish this garage. I'll probably finish it off camera, but I want to finish it before we continue on. But once we finish it, we can use it to create all sorts of amazing inventions and creations. If you have something you want me to build, feel free to say. It would be amazing to hear what other people have to say I should try and build. But for now, let's close up the garage and I'll see you next time.